So I'm the owner-operator of a fishing products brand that grosses $1.3 million with 7 employees. I'm wondering if I should sell or move my business.
You're an owner of a what?
A fishing products brand.
Fishing products, like lures or rods and reels or fishing line or that kind of thing. I'm sorry?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Anything that catches fish.
I got you. Okay, cool. And you're in Miami. Okay. Why are we considering these two options? What's wrong with just doing what you're doing?
So to give you some context, I made the decision to move my family about 2.5 years ago during COVID. I moved us about 2.5 hours away from the business. Essentially, I've been operating the business remotely, and I've come to the realization over the last few years that I really can't take the business from the Pathfinder stage that we're in into the Trailblazer stage. So it's kind of a unique situation. I don't know too many people have done exactly what I've done. So I'm just trying to figure out, do I sell it or do I try to move the business?
Okay. I ran into some guys that do millions of dollars of freshwater lures and a year, and they are in an interior state, but they're freshwater guys primarily. I think they probably have some saltwater product. I'm guessing if you started in Miami, your stuff might be primarily saltwater.
That's correct. Yeah, we do a little bit of freshwater as well, but primarily focused on saltwater.
What I'm noodling is, because these guys were in a state that had nothing to do with the ocean, and really, they're selling stuff to, every bait shop in America is buying their stuff, right, on every lake around anywhere. Is it necessary that this business is on the coast?
No, not necessarily. It definitely does not have to be on the coast. I think that there's some benefits of it being on the coast. Just
like testing stuff or whatever?
Yeah, absolutely. For testing products and, to get the right type of culture. It's kind of a unique industry. It's a little bit of a smaller industry that we're in. So you really want to get people in, at least that I've found, that, have a general interest in saltwater fishing. So the further interior you go, the harder it would be.
Yeah, and you if you did move it, you would move it close to home.
That's correct.
And
yes.
Is that going to be too far interior with the discussion we're having?
Nope. No, it's still we're still near the coast. It's definitely a smaller area. There's not quite as much industry going on where we're at.
Yeah, but you're not just selling the stuff local, are you?
No. So we're I would say more regional, Southeast United States, from Texas up to Virginia.
Yeah, if you're doing $1.3 million, you said, right?
Correct. Yep.
Yeah. So, you're probably doing a large portion of it online or distribution through some kind of retailers, right?
Correct. Yeah, we have a good mix between selling wholesale to retail accounts and also selling online. It's about 60-40.
I'm not in the focus group. I don't hate fishermen or fishing. I just don't do much of it, so I can't. I'm trying to think what I can relate it to that I would be trying to put the customer's shoes on. I don't know why this is not 90% online.
I think mainly because the fishing industry still is pretty heavily brick and mortar. And early on in the business, we made a decision to work with mom and pop retail shops, and we really try to honor them and those relationships as best as possible. So while there is a huge opportunity online, we just have those good, lasting relationships with shops, and so we've tried to balance.
If you move it to where you are, though, you've still got to run those mom and pop distribution strategy from where you are, or you've got to run it from Miami. So there's no downside to moving it.
Correct.
In terms of it doesn't destroy the business model, because it's either going to be online or mom and pop distribution, and you're fine with that. And you just got to get more mom and pops to go from $1.3 million to $2.6 million, right? To double.
Yeah, that's correct.
And you can do that from hometown. So why would you not just move it? Why are you thinking of selling it instead?
So I have some really good employees in place. When I made the decision to leave the business, that was my decision. I didn't really have the idea in mind of bringing the business with the team was operating well.
How many?
And total, we have 7 employees, 4 full-time, 3 part-time.
So you have 4 employees.
Correct.
You're not going to not move a business for a part-timer.
Right.
So we're talking about 4 people.
Yep.
Are you sick of this business?
I'm sick of working remotely right now, and that's coming to a head over the last year.
I think you need to move it.
Okay.
And if you need to be kind financially to the 4 people that, if any of them don't want to come, if any of them don't want to move, you can be kind to them financially. And but it's not. Let me tell you, they'll quit the minute that they see a better job anyway. Even though, and not because but just because it's human nature. I mean, if somebody comes along and offers them double, they're going to go work for somebody else. And so,
that's pretty.
That's the way life is, and that's okay. They should actually. That's not. You would want that for them if they could make double. And
Certainly.
so, I had a guy leave a few weeks ago that he was making almost double, and I'm like, let me help you pack. Oh my gosh! And so, move it. And just because the only thing keeping you from moving it is not that the only reason you would sell it is so those 4 people kept their job. That's a dumb reason. No, don't do that.
Yeah. With that said, what do you think is the best process? I am removed from the business, so I'm a little bit hesitant to just, give them a lot of time, just because I'm not close to the operation. I do go up once a month or so, but
you're going to have to get your hands dirty again and get ready for the move.
Absolutely right.
So get your butt in the car and get back down there.
Yep.
And get up to your elbows in it again, so that if they all walk out on you, you're not dead in the water. Right now, you don't even know what the flip's going on, and so. And what I would tell them is, I'm here, and then after a week of you being there, you ought to be reacclimated to almost everything, and then in the second week, say the reason I'm doing this and getting reacclimated is we're talking about moving it, and here's our timeline for moving it, and I'll pay your moving expenses if you want to come, or I'll give you some severance if you don't want to come, and help me finish this thing up, and in 90 days we're going to move it, or whatever the timeline is, and go ahead and tell them the timeline once you've gotten back in the saddle. But you're vulnerable until you're back in the saddle, is what you're saying.
Yeah, that's definitely what it feels like, for sure.
Yeah. Well, let's get back in the saddle then. And because you got to do that anyway when you move it. You're going to be back to work. You're working 2 days a week. Crap's over. You're getting ready to run a business again. Yeah, you're getting ready to run a business again because it's going to be in your backyard and you're going to work every morning.
Yep.
And nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that at all. That's not a sin. And if you look up and you say, I don't want to do any of that, I'd rather just have the money and sell it, then sell it. I don't care. You don't have to. But I didn't hear any reason to sell this business. And it's not healthy the way it is, because you're not rocking your own baby enough. Other people are rocking your baby. And so it's not going to grow. It's not going to be everything it should be. It's, with you working remote and 4 good guys, even though they're good guys, they're not ever going to take it to where you would take it to. And so you either need to sell it or move it. I agree with that. Because it's not being maximized. It's not going to hit the level of excellence that you want to hit. I really like where you are, though. It's a cool discussion. And the good news is you were good enough and are good enough at this business that it gives you choices of what you want to do. But if you decide, I just don't want to be in this business anymore and I want to sell it for that reason, then that's an okay reason. But to protect 4 employees that might leave anyway, no, I'm not going to do that. That's not. I'll protect them other ways. I'll take good care of them if they move or if they don't move. That'll be the plan.